Morning, everyone. Let's get the presentation going. What an exciting time to be at VRIC. I think this might be the busiest one I've ever seen. It's amazing to feel the buzz in the room. While that's loading up, I'll just introduce the project. So Troilus Mining. So we're a developing gold, copper, silver project in Quebec. This is a past producing open pit mine, operated for 14 years, produced 2 million ounces of gold, 70,000 tons of copper, and operated successfully for that whole time. Back in 2010, this was shut down, moved into care and maintenance, and really the reason for that was a lack of drilling outside the resources that were known. The company at the time was a company called Inmet. They were focused on building other projects globally, namely Cobre Panama. They were not investing capital into Troilus. So 2017, we acquired this project privately, went public 2018. We've been drilling it ever since. Really just giving this property the amount of meters it needed to understand the potential that was left behind by the past operator. So it's only 10 minutes. This goes really fast. So I'm really going to focus on, I'm going to move through things pretty quickly, but really I'd like to talk about the timeline to production, how advanced we are, the team we have to do it, and how we're going to finance this as a single asset company. All right, so this is highlighting the growth we've had since our acquisition of the property. So back in 2016, like I said, acquired this. This was really thought to be an underground target below the old open pits, about 2 million ounces of gold. If you see the modeling on the bottom part of the slide, that's our current resource wireframing. So that's, we've grown substantially from 2 million ounces to 13 million ounces, all open pit, one of the largest developing projects in North America. So we're located in Quebec, about 2 hours from the town of Chibougamau. Chibougamau is about 8,000 people, resource-focused town. This was a town that was developed around mining. Now it's a booming place with logging companies, forestry, and multiple exploration and mining companies in the area. So very familiar to the industry, very favorable place to start a mine. We're specifically in the Frotet Evans Greenstone Belt, just north of the Abitibi. So very similar rocks, very similar age and structure to the Abitibi. Way less explored, left behind a lot of opportunity. Mostly covered in till, very difficult to explore. So with the lack of drilling in the belt, the lack of targets to discover at surface, left behind great opportunity for not just the Troilus mine, but the entire property that we own. We do have about 500 square kilometers in the belt. We actively explore it each summer. And you can see a picture there of the two former open pits. So those will be pushed back and expanded to become one big super pit. And in addition to that, we've got two additional resources that are, two new pits on top of that as well, that I'll talk about more in the coming slides. So one of the biggest assets we have is that we're a brownfield site. We've got roads to site, power lines to site, tailings facility that's permitted, ready for operation. We value this at about $500 million US. So that's a $500 million head start on our CapEx. Incredible asset to have. We purchased this property for $300,000 back in 2017, right? So now we just ticked a $2 billion or $1 billion market cap and $2 share price. So we published a feasibility study back in early 2024. 22-year mine life, 50,000 ton per day throughput through the mill, all open pit, 1,100 all-in sustaining costs, and averaging about 300,000 ounces per year in production of gold equivalent. And when I say equivalent, it's about 80% gold, 20% copper. Our base case was done at 1975 gold. Obviously a very different market today. So at spot, 4,600 gold. We're after-tax NPV just under $6 billion and 46% IRR and a 2-year payback. So incredible economics on this project. It's all about throughput. It's all about cash flow. We're a bulk tonnage, low grade project. At spot prices, we have cumulative free cash flow over the life of mine, just over 11 billion, and almost 500 million average each year in free cash flow. Here's the production profile over the life of mine. We will produce about 250,000 ounces of gold average each year, 16 million pounds of copper, and about 500,000 ounces of silver. So copper is really the key to how we're going to finance this. So remember, I'm going to really focus on how we're going to finance this, the team, and how close we are to actually getting into breaking ground. Okay, so the team. The team on the top is really the team that's been with Justin, the founder and CEO, since the beginning. Justin formed this company back in 2017. He's a geologist originally, worked in capital markets for the past 25 years. And in the last 6 to 12 months, we brought on several key people to actually get us ready to go into operations, go into construction, professionals that have done this before many times. I'll talk about Andy Fortin. Andy Fortin is our VP operations. He's based in Chibougamau. He's Quebec-based. He actually worked at this project for 10 years in the past. He led this through a mill expansion, worked his way up to mill manager, went on from Troilus to work at Agnico Eagle and commissioned Meadowbank. His specialty really is just where Troilus is, taking feasibility study into production. So after Meadowbank, he went on to commission Eleanor for Goldcorp, and now he's come back home to Troilus to take us through feasibility into construction once more. A couple changes on our board. We have a new chairman, Chantal Lavoie, also Quebec-based, spent his entire career working as a mining engineer and executive. He was formerly the COO of Iron Ore Company of Canada, as well as De Beers. Recently retired. This is his only board position. He's 100% focused on Troilus, so brings a lot of great experience to our board, senior management experience, taking projects through into operation, everything we need. Okay, so copper really is the key to how we're going to finance this. We're a single asset company trying to build a project that's a $1.1 billion capex. So copper really is the key. So we will produce about 30% of our gold as doré. The rest will be a copper concentrate. We've negotiated offtake terms with smelters in Germany, Sweden, and Finland. So we're planning to send 2/3 of our copper to Europe. In return for that, export credit agencies from those companies will actually guarantee our bank loan. So we have a mandate for up to $1 billion in senior secured debt. With that offtake, that's guaranteed to 90%. So we're hoping to get single-digit interest up to $1 billion of debt to build this project. So that's the main lever we're going to use to get us across the line. This year, the main catalysts, we're hoping to put out to the market that a pathway to be fully financed with that senior secured debt. Our permits, we're aiming for end of this year to get our full mining license. So put that out to the market as well. Other things we're working on is we have permits under our exploration license to actually, we've submitted permits under exploration to hopefully do a bulk sample later this year. So expanding our exploration camp, bringing contract miners to site, moving about 5 million tons, taking metallurgy samples, doing tight space drilling, some blasting, really understanding the rock to a better degree, and really getting that development going. So when we go into operations, we can get equipment in there, and the roads and pit are ready to go right from day one. So thank you very much. That was a quick one. Come by the booth, talk to us a little more. Our CEO, Justin's here today as well, and thank you very much.